Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to week 8. Uh, let's start our session now. A quick recap for the last session. We took shapes and vector mask and puppet warp. Any questions about the last session or any question in general before starting our session? Please, if anyone can hear me, please type 1. Okay, I will continue. Let's start our session now. Today we will take layer style. Layer styles are very important thing to learn in Photoshop or Photopea or any raster graphic editor software. Layer style will allow us to do things like this. We all the time see some fonts with these many effects. For example, turning a plain text, normal text from this color to be have this 3D shape and this light and shadow on it. And also we can see like the introduction in the intro of the Harry Potter movies have this cool style on its font. How to get this font we learned before from the font website like this, but for the style it made with this layer size that we'll learn, and also this neon rectangle and with its text. It's also a light layer style, and also this circle around this lady is also a layer style. So layer style is very important and will help us to know many things to do many things with Photopea, inshallah. So let's start and try it. So first of all, we have to open Photopea and let's create new project and click create, and let's import any image. So let's, for example, click file, open more, open from URL, and click Control V and click OK. Now we opened this image here. We want this image to be in our project, so let's do it like this. No, let's right click and click copy image. Now when we create a new project, it will create this project with the dimension of this image I copied uh, in my clipboard. Now I can click Ctrl V. Now I have my own image on top of my background layer. This image here, I want to add any layer style for it. So first of all, the layer style is a big menu, a lot of options, a lot of settings to control and to manage and to play with it. So how to get this menu to start learning about layer style? First of all, the easy and the most used way to open layer style panel or window is by double clicking on the layer that you want to edit on. Like for example, we want to edit our layer 1 here, so we double click it. Now we have this window here which is named layer style. It have so many options and blending options and so many settings. We will learn all of them today, inshallah. But first of all, to reach this layer style window, we double click on our layer, or we can right click and click on layer style. Okay, it's not like this. Click right click and click on blending options. Now you can get this. So first way is double click. Second way is right click and click on blending options. I don't think we will use this. And also to know all the ways, there is a third way to open the layer style is by selecting the layer that we want to edit its styles, and click here from the upper menu layer, and then click on layer style, and then click on blending options. It will open the same layer style, but we all the time double click. So let's start with the very first of all, layer style have so many options here. Any option you click on, it will be it will have different settings. So when you click on bevel and emboss, we will take today. You can see that here you have the settings of the bevel and emboss. So if you click on drop shadow, you have the settings of the drop shadow. If you click on color overlay, you can have the settings of the color overlay. Some changes happened here and some changes happened here. All of this we will take today, inshallah. So let's uncheck all of this. All of these properties we can toggle if it is working or not. For example, if we want to add inner shadow or inner glow or satin or color overlay or gradient overlay, all of these things we will learn. But I want to tell you that any option of those have the checkbox to toggle it on or off. Except one option, it is always working and it is always on, which is blending options. We can click it here. So this is the only option that don't have this checkbox to the left of it. So blending options is the first thing we will learn today in the layer style. So it's already we know much of it. Let's open it again. Blending options, we know many things about it before, like the blend mode, which is this blend mode we clicked before, which normal or multiply or lighten. It changes, it blend an image and a layer with a layer under it. So this is a blend mode we took before. So let's import another photo to work with it. For example, let's take this and right click and copy image, and let's go here and control V. Okay, let's make it very bigger like this, and let's click yes, and let's make this also bigger like this. And of course, if the transform options like this to scale up any layer didn't appear to you, it's because when you click on the move tool, you unchecked the transform controls. So you have to check it again uh, to can see these transform options. Um, so let's continue. Now let's manage the layer style of the upper layer, which is this. Let's double click. Now, first of all, we can change the blending mode. There is difference between blending mode and blending options. Blending mode is this. Blending options is this. Blending options inside the layer style. So let's change the blending mode to multiply, for example. So we have this effect here because I multiplied this colorful layer with a background, which give us a filter or a color correction. Let's click. If we click the X, nothing will change. All the settings we changed is unsaved. So let's double click again and click on multiply and click OK. Now all our of our settings is saved in our layer like this. So if we return it normal again and click OK, it will be saved. And notice when I change any blending mode here, it changes the blending mode here because they are the same. So it's not a something new. It's a thing already we already know. So let's make it normal again. Now for the opacity, it is the same of the opacity here we took before, like this. And for the fill, the same thing. Today we will know the difference between the opacity and the fill, inshallah. So this is the opacity, this is the fill. Now we understand it. These things we already know. So before entering on the things, the things that we don't know, let's check. Remember first the image channels. Let's remember that each image and not each, every image in the world now, whether it's on a computer, mobile, smartwatch, anything that is digital, on TV, anything is made of three main colors, which is red, green, and blue. And this colors is it's a channel colors. So you have a layer of every image. You have a layer with a red colors in the image, and a layer of a blue colors in the image, and a layer with the green colors in the image. When you put the three layers in front of each other, they will output for you the image we have. So every image have these three channels. So in Photopea, when you click, let's remove this and take this and duplicate it for three times, for example, by clicking Control J. And let's hide this. Let's open the first, and let's hide all of this. Let's open the first. I want to tell you that in Photopea, in the layer style, you can edit which channel in our image can be visible. So he is actually telling you that this first image you have these three channels: red, green, and blue, and you can manage which channel of them are visible and not. By default, all the three channels are checked on, which is very logical because you want to see the image as it is. So what if I remove the green channel from our image, which is made of green actually? Now you can see green. How? Because it's a combination between red and blue give you green. Uh, let's be sure. Red multiply blue. What color? Okay. Red and blue is not green, so I don't know why this is the output. But let's remove everything. It's not working as I think it should work. So let's take another image. We'll work with this photo a lot. So let's here copy image, and click Control V, and click here, and okay, this is more logical. So if we hide all of this and double click and remove, let's so delete all of this. Maybe because the forest have a lot of colors, so it works with a different way. But I want a very plain and simple image to show you the logic more clear. So now we have this image here, which is the main image, have the red and green and blue channels. Let's remove all and show the red one again. Okay, now I understand. That's all because we have a background, a white background. White is the all colors combined with each other. Now I understand. So now if we that's good that we face this problem together to have this information also that white is a combination of 100%, or to be more clear, the maximum number of any color of any pixel is 255 red, 255 blue, 255 green. So when you give the maximum brightness of red and green and blue in each pixel, that's mean white. When you give zero blue, zero green, zero red and blue, this give you a black color. So actually the image, any channel, when you say the red channel of any image, it's not 100% red in all pixels, because that's mean the image is only red. but it have some like 50% red in this pixel and 25% red in this pixel and 0% red in this pixel. So that's mean that our image will be in some pixels are completely transparent, some pixels will be half transparent. Rarely you will have a pixel that is 100% red, because that's mean your photo is might be damaged. So that means there is some transparency in any channel we have, red or green or blue. So this transparency means it will be blended or combined with our layer under it, which is the background layer, which is in a white layer. So it has all the layers. So we actually combining many layers with our red channel. So it gives us with different color. So let's remove this background channel to be more clear what is happening here. So let's remove the green. Now we removed the green channel from our image. Let's remove red. So now this is only the blue channel in our image, and this is only the green channel in our image, and this is only the red channel in our image. So every image we have these three channels. So what if we made this channel here is red, and let's rename it red, and let's hide it and choose another image and double click and make it green and name it green, and take this image here and make it blue and rename it blue. Let's see them. Now we have red, green, and blue. So what if I made all of these images to be visible? If I made the blue visible, then the red, then the green, I have my own image. So this is the channels in the layer style. You can manage it easily. So how you get benefit of it is by making a separate layer. You have many techniques to use this channels, but for the very famous technique is a glitch effect, which is by okay, now everything is good. What I was saying is you can the very famous technique of using these channels is a glitch effect by moving every channel a little bit. So for the blue channel, let's move it for the right by clicking on the right mouse like this, and let's on the green for the right also, but smaller, and for the red let's move it for the left, right, this. Let's combine each of them. Now you have this glitch effect, which you can you do a black and white image of the forest? Yes, I can. By the adjustments, I can. It's not with the layer style at all. It's with the adjustments that we took before, which is from new adjustment layer, and we can click on black and white. Now we have a black and white image for our forest, and we can manage it easily as we want. And it is in the screen record of the adjustment. I can't remember which session number. Thank you. So now we have this glitch effect, which is changed our image from this to this. So this is a very simple use of the channels. So let's continue in the layer style, and we have now this blend effect. To understand it more, let's take this image here. Let's see this. Okay, and no, I want another. Okay, let's right click, copy image. Let's return to Photopea and click Control V, and let's make it like this and this. I will click Shift to move it like this, and I click Shift and hold to move it like this. Okay, so it will be more explainer for this in this settings to do it on this gradient. This blend, if section, actually blending our layer with the layer under it if the pixels are gray or red or green or blue. And how to blend it is removing is these colors. So to be more clear, you can remove from our all the settings that will change. It will remove from the layer that we have. So any change I will do, it will remove the pixels from the layer that I'm selecting, which is layer 3, which is the gradient. So let's do it and you will understand more. If I clicked on this and move it like this, it will remove the black areas from the gray scale that we have, like this and like this. And if you move this means if you move this arrow, this means you are removing the white areas from the image from the layer you have. Okay. All what are you do we what are all what are we doing now is managing the gray colors, black and white and the gray colors, not the normal colors yet. So what if I made the same settings but on the background? It will remove from the same layer, which is a gradient layer, but according to the black pixels in the layer under it. So if I moved the background now, is not like the same. He now in the current layer there is it will remove, to be more simple. When I move this arrow, it will remove the dark pixels from our layer according to the dark pixels in our layer. If I remove this arrow here, it will remove the dark pixels from it will remove the pixels from my layer that are respective to the dark pixels in our layer in the underlined layer. So to make it more clear, I will duplicate and click edit transform, free transform, and flip horizontal and click yes. Now if I clicked it, now we have two gradients opposite to each other, on top of each other. If I move this current layer, now I am removing the black pixels. If I made like this, I'm removing the white pixels. So what if I made the opposite? Actually, I'm removing the pixels from the layer I have according to the black pixels of the layer under it, and the same from here. Now I think it is more clear. So so what if I wanted to make it more smooth? Because if you can notice, it is very harsh removing pixels. Is by clicking and holding Alt and click and move like this. Now you make the removal of pixels more smooth. You are increasing the feather. How is by click and hold Alt and now move the arrow, and you can see he splitted the arrow for you. And the same thing for the white, more smooth than this. And it will be more clear here if we move the black areas like this, and if we moved the feather. So this all the things about the current layer and the background layer. So this is for the gray colors. What if we want to see it for the normal colors like this? And let's double click it and change the layer style. If I checked the gray and removed, you can see that he will remove the images that have more dark color in it. Why? Because gray and black is dark and white is light, so it will remove it like this. But it's not removing a color, it is removing. And you can see here from white, the first thing removed is the white background because it have all the colors. So what if I made it like this, red? I want to remove now the red color. You can see that it will remove anything that have red. It removed white and red and the colors that have red the most, and then remove and we can see that we are going to the layers that have the least red, and the opposite will make the opposite, like this. What if we change the background? It will remove from our image what the image underneath of it have red colors like this. And let's check green. It's the same thing. It will start with the green colors, then go to the opposite. And if we go to blue, it will start with blue colors and go to the opposite, like this. And if we remove the back from the back, it will start from the opposite colors. And the same thing for the backgrounds. Okay, I think that is very clear now for the blend and channels. So we took now the big part of the layer style. Not a big part, is it's the part that many don't want to explain because it is somehow um, okay. It's semi complicated, but not very complicated. So this was the first part of our layer style. So let's if anyone have any questions, can you tell me? Okay. So everyone try to make this image here. I will send you in the chat. I sent you in the chat the image of the shirt and the image of these colors here. I want you, with what you took in today's session, to do this image here from these colors with this shirt. I want you to combine it to put it on this shirt. And this exercise is very important because if you have a brand or something, it is very important when you do your design, you can put it on your shirt before printing it to imagine it. Okay, I didn't send for all. I'm sorry now. Okay, now everyone, you can see the links. You have 1 minute. It's not easy. It's a not a physical exercise, but it's a way of thinking exercise. Okay, I will do it. So let's first of all take the shirt link and do it here, and let's right click and copy. Now we have copied, since we copied our shirt. When we click on file new, he will put by default the width and height of our image that we copied. Click Ctrl V. Now we have our shirt here. The second thing we want is this image here. We want it. Yes, this is copy and go and Control V. Now all we have is this image here and the shirt and the background. First of all, what we want to do is to mask these colors to be only visible in our shirt. For our luck, I choose I choose for you a logo or a colors which is already selected and its background is removed, so it's a PNG, and the shirt is the same thing, it's PNG. So I made for you half of the effort. So it's very easy to mask it now is by clicking Control and click on the shirt, and then to take the selection of the shirt and go to the colors here and click mask. And this is the way, and another way is, which I see it more logical, is by clipping mask this layer with the shirt layer is by clicking right click and clicking on clipping mask, or click and hold alt and click on the above layer. Now it's clipped mask with the shirt under it. So now we have our image like this and our shirt. Now what we want to do, you have to ask this question for you before start to do anything. What we want to do is we want this layer here have these curves on our shirt. How then the other thing, this is a way of thinking when you do any design. So you want to ask you another yourself another questions. Why you can see these curves? Why you can see it? It's actually it's not a magic. Since you can see it, you can do it. So when you um, think about it, you can notice you can see these curves on the shirt because you can see some shadows like this and some lights from this. So your brain can tell you that there is some curves on this shirt and it's not steady. And you can see here is some curves as a sorry some shadows, some lights, some shadows, some lights like this. So you know that there's a curves on the shirt. So what you want to do is remove, not remove. The first thing you want to add these shadows and lights on our image here, on our color image here. So how to add these shadows? Now we reached to the things that we want to do in Photopea. So 90% of the last couple of minutes is on thinking on what I want to do to make the image in my head. When I reach it on what I want to do, which is I want to add the shadows and lights from the shirt on my image, now I can think on how to do it on Photopea. Because this will help us. If I can't do it on Photopea, it will help me to search on it, to figure a way to do it. But I can't Google how to add something to shirt. You will find a lot of videos, but it's not always the case for something that is used a lot. So you have to think in this way. So to add the shadows and for this image means that I want to remove from this image here, from my colors image here, I want to remove from it the pixels that is above the shadows of the shirt layer with some opacity. So what the tools that we learned that make us can remove some pixels from this image here according to the shadows of this image here, which actually the in the layer style the blend options blend if. So let's here and click Control V to zoom out like this, and let's double click on our color image and go to the blending options. Under the blending options we have the blend if. I want to blend according to gray colors because the shadow is in gray colors. So now what I want to do is removing this black colors from our image, but this means it will remove the black colors from our image. I don't want this. I want to remove the black colors from my I want to remove the pixels from our image according to the black colors of the background layer, not the current layer. So let's click and hold the control to make it with feather, and click and hold this arrow here and move. First of all, the first thing we notice now, the shadow of the shirt here is also in the color of our logo, which is not logical. You can't sell a shirt of with its shadow. You only selling the shirt with its color, not the shadow. So the first thing we can see that it when we do this like this, it removed the darkest shadow it removed from our color image the pixels that is above the darkest shadow of the shirt pixel. So let's make it bigger like this. Now you can see that is like actually a very real shirt. So let's click okay here. Now you can see that we actually made it from this to this. Now you can see that all I did is removed the pixels from the color image with with some transparency, not complete removal, according to the shadows of the black shadows from the shirt or the layer under it. So this is a very important example. If you don't understand it, this ask me. So anyone have any question about this shirt exercise here? Okay. So I'll continue. Oh, thanks. Good. So if you want to see it again, you can check. Thanks. You can check the screen record if you want to see it again. So this exercise, now we reached another level of exercises, which we are knowing how to make a design is by actually 90% thinking on how to do it, then 10% on how to implement it on Photopea. So this was the very first exercise we had on layer style. Let's move on to the next one. This image here. So let's take this and I'll send you in the chat. I sent you in the chat the pyramids and image and Salah image. I want you to combine these two images to make this design here. You can think that this is a very hard design or something. Actually, it is very easy. Now you can do things like this. So I will give you, for example, like 2 minutes. Okay. Anyone can share with us how to make this image, the steps or anything. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's think before starting on what we want to do and how to do it. So first of all, we can see that our image, our final image, this image, I can take it like a reference. I made this image. It's not a. I made this image before starting the course. It's not. You can't find it online. You can't find it online. So I'm only taking this image as a reference again to do it again in front of you. But when I do it, when I did it as the first time, it was not there. So it was in my head. So the first of all, you have the imagination in your head of what image you want to do. You want Salah with the background of the pyramids and something like that. So what you do is after imagining the image you want, you ask yourself on the steps, on the algorithm, on the steps to do it. The first step I can see in my imagination that I have the pyramids with this glitch effect, which we know how to do it. And then I can see some blur on it. Then I can see another blur on Salah with the pyramid as it is a zoom blur. So let's do it. First of all, let's take this image of the pyramids. Now we'll go here and click File, New, and now we have the width and the height of our image we copied. Click Create and click Control V. Let's go to Salah and click Copy Image. Go to here and click Control V. Now I have Salah. Why it is duplicated? I don't know. But now we have Salah and we have the pyramids. Okay, let's start by putting Salah like this. Okay, cool. Now let's hide it. What we want to do now is making the glitch effect, which we know is by making 3 separate layers by duplicating this layer by clicking Control J and Control J again. And let's click on Control J again to have this as a draft. Now I have this image here, and now we can double click, and I want this with green, sorry, with red, and I want this with green. And why doesn't why not change? Why there is no change happen? Because I have the upper layer with the RGB like this. So let's again double click here and make it blue. Okay. Now I can make the glitch effect by changing, by moving the every layer separately. So we learned on how to do it is by clicking and moving each layer separate by clicking the arrow key here. So I will change here like this. Now I'm moving the blue layer. Now let's select the green layer and move it like this. And oh, I think this is good. Let's click on this and move it like this. Now we have this glitch effect very easily. I wanted you to see that I'm moving the keys to the arrow keys only, so you feel more comfortable. So this is a glitch effect that we made. It's very easy. Now I want to make some effects on all of these three images to combine, because I want to add some blur and something. So I want to deal with this image as a one image. So how to do it is by clicking the three images here, and click right click and click on convert to smart object, or click on merge layers. Both of them will flatten our three layers like this. Merge layers made it us in one image, and convert to smart object will also combine them in one object. So I can ask myself what I want to do is make it as a raster layer, a normal layer, so I use merge, or I want it a smart object, so I click smart object. Let's make it merge first. Now the second step that I want is to add a filter. We took before that the filters working more better with smart objects. So we are now actually revising on things we took before. So if I clicked on Gaussian blur and clicked OK, now my filter is glued with our image and damaged. I don't want like this. I want to easily change our filters as I want. So let's convert it to smart object. And we took what is smart object before. You can see the videos. So blur and Gaussian blur. Now you can see that the Gaussian blur is actually added underneath of our image. Uh, we have to close this window before. So let's make it like I think this is good enough, and click OK. Now we can see that I can hide and show my filter, and actually I can add some masks to it, and we do this before. And also we can change the opacity of the filter or the settings of the Gaussian blur as I want. So this was the thing. Now we have our final image, but it's missing something. It is missing an effect, a filter, a radial blur or zone blur, which is made on Salah and pyramids with each other. So this means that I want to combine these images together. So let's make it in a group, and this is our image. Now I want to duplicate this group, and let's hide this to make it as a draft. So now I have a group with our background and Salah. What I want to do it now is to convert this to a smart object. Now we have a smart object of our final image like this. Let's add the filter, blur, and where is this? A radial blur, and not this. Actually, this is cool actually, but I want the zoom blur like this, and I want it to be on Salah face. If I want increase it a bit to make it more clear. If I clicked here in the image here, you can see that all the zoom blur is here. So I can click on Salah face to make the zoom blur on Salah face like this. Now I want the zoom blur to be more or less like, for example, 8, and click anywhere else to apply. Okay, I think this is good. Let's now click OK, and we can see that without radial blur, with radial blur. So actually this is our image. We can actually make it 6 command, also not 8. So this was how to do this image. So any questions? Okay, let's continue. Remember the stroke which we took before when we took the text tool, when we was adding a text, the stroke which is the border, and we could manage the stroke of the text or the border of the text, which to be outside the text or inside the text, or at the center of the end of the text, to have 50% of the stroke or the border inside the text and 50% of our border outside of our text. We took it before, but on text only, and also we only could be able to add one stroke to our text, for example, like this. And if we clicked on on the text tool and clicked anywhere and clicked and typed Ali and make it bigger like this, and click yes, select our image, select our text tool, and let's click here and let's add a stroke with a red color, and let's make it bigger like this. So now we have only a stroke, and we can't manage if it is inside our we can't manage it's to be more than one, or to manage to make it with multiple colors, or to make it as we want. But we can change it also, but we can't also make it a gradient or anything else. But we took stroke also in shapes. When we made a shape layer, we can add a stroke, and here we can manage if our stroke is inside or outside our layer. From the window properties, click shape. Where is it? Okay, I can't remember. Oh, okay. From here, position, center, inside, or outside, or center. So what if I want to add this border or this stroke to any another thing that is other than shapes or text? We didn't take it. We didn't. We can't add a stroke to Salah now. But let's learn now on how to add a stroke for any layer that we have, whether it is a shape, a text, a layer, a smart object, anything. And not only adding a stroke, how to add multiple strokes, and how to add multiple borders with multiple colors, and to have very free access on it. Let's take this image here. Okay, I told you that we will use this man. Let's click File, New, and Create, and Control V. Of course, the created project is in the size of our image, as I told you. And let's start. I want this is a PNG image, so it's actually selected for us to easily make a stroke. So let's double click this man here, and we finished the blending options here. I want to select another option. We want to select the stroke. Where is the stroke? Here it is. This is the stroke. We can click it or check the box. If we check the box only, you can see that a stroke is added, a red color stroke added, but the settings is not changed, so I can't change the settings of the stroke. So what I want to do is not only checking the checkbox of the stroke, I want to select the stroke itself to manage its settings here. So if you can see, when we change any style we have on Photopea, I think when you will click here, you will don't have any of these. So let's check if I refreshed. Oh, okay. I don't now understand. Okay, because I have login with my account here. You can see I have logged with the account. So when I add styles or brushes or patterns or any or fonts or anything, it will be saved because I have be logged. I logged in with my account. I told you before that any brush you add, any selection you add, anything you add is not saved because you actually don't didn't log in. But it's not a problem. So let's take this man again like this, and let's hide the background. Let's double click and let's go to stroke. So what I wanted to tell you is that when you click here stroke, I want to clear all of this. Don't worry, I'll explain what is it later. Now let's double click. Okay, now we I have the same things that you have. I don't have any styles as you see. You can see that Photopea in the layer style panel have this square here. This square is a normal square. He applies the layer style of you that you made on this square to show you the layer style you made on a square to understand what you did. So let's add a stroke. Now we added the stroke, red stroke for our square and for our image. So now we can manage the stroke as we want. So this is the settings of the stroke. We can make it smaller or bigger as we want, like this. And we can make it outside or center or only inside, like this, like this, or center or outside. And also you can change the blending mode if you want to blend the stroke. For example, I've clicked multiply and clicked OK, and then if I took, for example, the image of the forest and click Ctrl V and put it under it, now you can see that only the stroke has a blending mode on the background. So let's go to stroke again and click normal. You can see that is the only the stroke is changing with the blending mode. And we also have the opacity. We can change the opacity of the stroke, and we can also change the type of fill, which is color or gradient with the gradient effects. And we can check any gradient we want, like this. We have a stroke of gradient or a pattern like this. Okay, so we now have a lot of properties we can manage on the stroke, more than we can do with text and shapes. Now we have very flexibility. So now, what if I want to add multiple strokes? I can add it from this plus button here. We can add, click add. Now you can see that you have two strokes here. So let's add another one. Now you can have three. So what if I hide this and let's delete it? Let's make it again and add only one. Now we have two strokes. Let's make one of them in green. Now click OK. Now you have a green stroke and red stroke. Why you only see in green? Because when you add multiple of the same layer style and options, it have the same rules that we was have at the layers. The upper stroke is seen first, and then you see as under it and the under it and the under it. So you can see from above to the from up to down. So if I want to switch the red stroke here and the green stroke here, if I want to make this is up and this is down, how to make it is by click on this icon here. What this icon do is actually taking the layer that you will select and click on this on the bottom of it and put it and switch it and between with the layer above it. So it will, if I click this, it will make this stroke here above and and this stroke here down. So when I click here, now you can see the stroke is in red. Now the stroke that I am selecting is green. When I select the stroke above is in red. So when you click again here, you can see you are switching between them. You may what you are making is making this stroke here up and this stroke here down. which always makes something like this. So what if I added another stroke with blue color like this, for example, and click OK? What now I have blue and I have here red and I have here green. So what if I clicked this switch here on the red? It will go down or up? It will go up. It will switch with the stroke above it. So if I clicked like this, okay, now sorry, I can now understand. I will make a magnifier for you to understand it. We have this arrow here and this arrow here. If you clicked the arrow above, it will switch this stroke here to up. If you clicked on this arrow here, it will switch this stroke here to down. And it will change the another stroke. This stroke here, when you click on this up icon, it will move this up and will move this down like this. And if you clicked on the other, when you click on down here, it will move this stroke here down and will move this stroke here up. So this is the logic of it. So now we can see and toggle as we want. So we have this. Now I want it to be to down. Now this is red. Let's make it down. Now red is down. So this is blue. Let's make it up. Now blue is up. So we can manage it easily. So what if I want the three colors are visible? Is simply by making the first one smaller and the middle one simple bigger and the last one more bigger like this. So actually we have the three colors now and we can multiply them as we want, and you can see it happened to your layer and happen to the pattern you have here. And let's click OK, and now you have here your image. So everyone, you can please try this on your own. Try the image that we made here on your own. So I will send you in the chat. I sent you the link in the chat. Try to make this stroke that we made is a multiple stroke with three colors and each one has separate size. And let's make it here. Okay, let's continue. So now for the drop shadow time. Let's add a drop shadow for the same thing we had. Let's click Ctrl V or import another one. Let's take the image again, copy, and let's click Ctrl V and double click. Let's click on drop shadow. Okay, first of all, we took now stroke and we took blending options. The drop shadow here, let's take it now by clicking on it, not only checking the checkbox as we know. We click on the drop shadow and you can face two things. The drop shadow added to our layer and also a drop shadow is added to the square that I told you that is takes the effects that you have. For example, if I made a stroke and a drop shadow, you can see here a drop shadow with a stroke. So for the drop shadow here, you can, it is always made on multiply. You can change the shadow have a color which is black or green or anything, but most of the time is used on black, and the majority of the time is made with a blending mode multiply, not a screen or normal or anything, because multiply gives you the effect of the shadow. You can make it normal, but it's not logical. You can multiply is better, and it's also around 57% because there is no shadow is 100% most of the time. So let's make it again 57. So this is the blending mode, this is the color, this is the opacity of the shadow. This is the angle. The angle is the angle of the light. So when light is going from, for example, like this, we can see that here the angle tells you that light is coming from there. So if light is coming from there, it's logical the shadow feel fall like this. So this is the angle of the shadow is 30 degrees, and there is a word here called use global. we will take it later today inshallah. So this is the angle, we can change it, and we can see that we are changing the shadow angle. And we have the distance. The distance is the distance between our layer or object or anything and our text or anything with the distance, with the shadow like this. And it can be used to make your character more far from the background. And there is also spread, which make your shadow spread at most to have all as it's a replica from your layer, but we made it most of the time zero. And there is the size of the shadow. When you can make it very big, it is damaged because it is making your shadow bigger, but it didn't increase the spread of the shadow color. So when you make it bigger, you can make the spread bigger to make it more realistic. But I think the default is more logical, and you can change the noise of the shadow of like this. And also you can change some of the contour, which allow you to make some changes on your shadow like this. And you can use the default ones because they are better than managing it manually. So this is a drop shadow and its settings, and also you can add multiple shadows like this. Let's make this green, and let's make this red, for example. Now we have these post shadows. Let's make it this up and this down, and let's make this have more distance than the other. So we have these two shadows, red and green, and you can see here red and green. So if we toggle them, not much will be visible because actually when they are combined with each other, they give you a shared color, so you don't feel it like the stroke. So let's click OK, and you can see the drop shadow is added. So this is the drop shadow styles. So what if I added also strokes? Let's add these strokes here and make the green above the red. Let's make the red the most bigger, and the green is semi bigger, and the blue is the smallest. So we have now a drop shadow. Let's make this its distance further. Now we have a drop shadow and a layer and our stroke. So the first thing I want you to notice, any layers that have some layer style, you can notice that it have these effects icon, text here and the arrow here to side of it. So these two layers have some effects, but this layer don't have any effects. So it actually don't have this effect text or the arrow here. So is it only for like a declaration that hey guy, this layer you have some effects? No, not this. Not this is a cause, but not only the only reason. Because if I clicked on the arrow here to the right of our effect image that have some effects or layer style, you can see the effects that you added to our layer, which is three stroke layers, three strokes and two drop shadows. So what is the benefits of something like this? We can show or hide all of our effects. We don't have to delete it. We can like this hide all the effects we added, or show them, or hide specific one, or add all of them. This is very useful tool in Photopea. So this is how to show the effects of the layer without opening the layer style, and how to hide and show the effects, and what is the layer effects drop down. So now we want to know how to delete the effects and how to create a layer style from to create layers from these styles. First of all, how to delete the effects? By holding. It's not working now, but it most of the time works. Okay, let's face the first is by holding these effects here and delete it. Now we delete all the effects. The second thing, if we want to delete a specific effect, we can click and hold and drag and put it on the this icon here and it's deleted. The third thing is to, I don't know why it's move all the layer. I don't want this. Sometimes it work if you click it and hold this effects icon text and delete it. It will also delete all the things. If it's not working, you can delete it from here, all effects or a specific effect like this. Okay, and also you can right click and go to layer style and click clear. Now you can clear all the styles on the effect you have, and also you can click on layer style and click copy to copy this all. First of all, we have to take any image. Now we copied all the layer style we have and we want to add the layer style that we copied on Salah here. So click right click and go to layer style and click paste. Now we added the styles that we took from here to here. Why it is here more smaller or more bigger? Only because this image is bigger than this image. And also we can click on layer and click on layer style and click on scale effect or create layers, and you can reach to these settings also from here. You can open this arrow key here and click right click and click scale effect, which will scale all your effects like this. Or you can click on create layers. It will make a separate layer for each effect. So we have here drop shadows, 3 stroke, which is means 5 effects. So if we clicked on right click here and click create layers, we have 1 2 3 4 5 layers, and the main layer here, our main layer, and we here it separated our effects in separate layers. I don't know how to use it, not how to use it on as a techniques or to use it in design, but it might be useful. So this is the settings of the effects and how to delete, create layers from style, or hide and show effects, or show the effects from the drop down icon, and to delete it and hide and show. So you can try it on your own, and then we will have, let's have the break after this. Okay, you can try it and we can have the break. So I will give you 11 minutes, a minute for trying it, and a 10 minutes for the break. So after a minute I will change this from the layer style to the break, and if you have any question you can ask me. We took the drop shadow. Let's collect Control V, and or let's remove all of this, and let's add let's take the man again. Okay, now we have this man here. Let's make it smaller and Control J to duplicate and put it here. If what if I made the drop shadow like this for this man? Let's make it black again. Make the distance okay like this, no problem, and click OK. First of all, what if I changed the angle of the shadow? Nothing, no problem, no problem, right? Of course the drop shadow is full on the layer under it, but this is no. Let's click OK. What if I added again, let's take another image of the same man to make it more clear. What if I took Salah here, this image here, and added a drop shadow for it, like this? It will have the same angle of the drop shadow. What if I changed this angle? It changes the angle of the all drop shadows in our project. All the layers that have a drop shadow it will change it like this. What if I don't want this to happen, and what if I want Salah to have a drop shadow different than all the other drop shadows? What happened here is there is a global angle of light. The main angle of light comes from here like this. So what I want is, now I am selecting Salah and open the layer style of Salah image. What I want to tell the photo B, I want to tell photo B that I don't want to use the global angle to make the drop shadow. So I will unselect this. Now I can easily change the drop shadow of Salah without changing the drop shadow of all other layers I have. So this is very important to know. So let's click OK. Now I have Salah with a shadow different than the shadow of the man. So what if I added another man like this here and make it like this? And okay, now I have this image here. What if I clicked here and click drop shadow? If it has use look I unchecked the use global, I can make its drop shadow angle unique. But if I clicked use global, it will have the global angle, and if I change it, it will change the global icon angle with all layers that have the global angle like this. So let's click X or click OK, it doesn't matter. So this that was the drop shadow global angle. So I want you to have only like 30 seconds to try it on your own. I want you to try to make a drop shadow with different layers and try the global angle. Okay, let's continue. Now I want to tell you about something called texture. Texture is like, for example, anything that we have in our world have different feeling when we touch it. When we touch this thing here, this pop filter, I feel like sponge. When I touch this wire here, I feel something else. When I touch these headphones, I feel like different thing. When I touch my desk, I feel it smooth. So this is what makes me feel different things is the texture of the thing. And texture not only affecting the feeling when I touch it, it also affects the way I can see it. How? Because texture, when you have different texture or on different surfaces, it lights, when the light uh, um, drop on this surface, it will reflect with different reflections according to the texture. So it makes you see it differently. So this is a paper. The paper is only in white color, but why I can see it? Because the texture made the light bounces in different directions, so I can see the shadows and the lights. So this is a different texture. This is a laser texture, and you can see this bird drawing here without any texture, and then when we added a texture for it. So this is a texture, and for more clear example, we have this this house here with no texture at all. It's very normal, but when we add some texture, we can see that the floor have some texture different than this texture of the bricks, different than the texture of the wood, different than the texture of the wall. It give it a life. So texture is, this is a texture, and it's very important to know in graphics industry, in the graphics world. So let's try something called bevel and emboss. Let's take any image, like for example this. Okay, let's click Ctrl V, and let's click copy image and click file, open more, open from URL, and click Ctrl V. Okay, I copied the image. Okay, let's file new, create, Ctrl V. Now I have this image here. Let's click and select the background and delete it. And let's select this icon here and mask. So I have this mask here. So now let's double click and add a style for this. We want to take this bevel and emboss style here. This gives the feel of the depth on any layer I have. So if I unchecked it and checked it, you can check that it gives it some depth, and you can check the square, the default square that allows us to see our style here. We can feel the difference. So it gives us some feel of 3D, and it have all of its settings. If I explained all of them, you forgot, you will forget, and I am actually forgetting it. But you can change it as you feel, and you will notice that change. So if you change it from outer bevel, you can see that it's something like a drop shadow, and if we change it like this, it will be more like have a smooth border, and everyone have something different. So let's make it inner, and you have smooth or harsh or soft. Let's make it smooth, and let's increase the depth to make it like, for example, like this. So as it is like have a depth of like 2 centimeters here. Let's make the size bigger, so to make it like this, as it is have, can make it like this. Let's decrease the depth. We can make it more soften like this, decrease the depth, and all of these things that we all want. And we also can change the source of light and how it affects its 3D and like this. And also we have the global key, because if you have multiple layers with these effects here. And also we can have the contour to add some effects like this. And we have also the mood with the light. If you want some effect of a green light, of effect of a blue light like this, let's make it again white. And we have the opacity of the reflection of the light, and the opacity of the shadows of the light. So we have the white area and the shadow area to make it feel like 3D. And you can click OK and click layer style and copy this layer style and go and edit for anything that we want, like this paste layer style, and you can see as if it is a sticker. So this is bevel and emboss. Of course you can add some contour for it, specific contour like this, or add a default one like this. And you can add some textures that we took, we understand it now, like this, like this. We can add this texture here, we can scale it, and you can see this is, there is no texture, and here is so a lot of texture like this. So you feel the change if it is have some curves on it to make it with different shapes. So this is the texture. So this is bevel and emboss. So you can try it on your own. So try to, I will send you this image in the chat. Try to select this image here and put it with a gray background, and try to add some effect on it to make it like this, to feel more comfortable with this layer style. We have 1 minute. Not like this. I want a project with this size. File, new, and I don't want it in this width. I want it in the double of this width. Let's create. Let's Control V. Let's Control V again. Let's take this and put it here. What we want to take now is outer glow. Let's double click and let's click on outer glow. Here we will click on outer glow. Outer glow gives an outer glow for our image. So it's very simple like this. So let's make the outer glow here in green, and let's make its size more way bigger and spread it. Why it is not visible? Okay. Okay, I don't know why I made it screen, but okay, here it is the outer glow. I can make an outer glow of our image, and has the blend mode, the opacity, the noise, the color. We can make it also gradient, the size, the spread. The gradient here is like a mask for it. Let's try make it, for example, like green, and you can see that also we can add some gradient for it. So you can add also some techniques, software or something like this. You can manage the spread, also the as the drop shadow, the contour, the range, and the jitter and everything. So this is the outer glow. So let's make it, for example, like. I didn't want to select the gradient. I want to select. Okay, now I'm selecting. If you clicked on the gradient, it will select the gradient color, and if you click on the color, it will select the color. So let's make it pure, and let's make a spread, and let's click OK, and let's display another one, and let's click on transform, edit transform, free transform. Let's right click and click flip horizontally, and let's make it this the evil part. Let's make it in like red, for example, and let's click OK. Now we have, like, for example, the two layers with two different outer glows, so we can so you can also try it. I want you to try this to have. Let's make it 20 seconds only. Okay, I'll continue. Okay, let's move on to the rest of the styles. We took now blending options, bevel and nimbus, and stroke and inner shadow. We didn't take inner shadow. Let's take inner shadow. Inner shadow is simply the same as as the drop shadow, but is inner shadow. So it also has the distance, the spread, the size, all of these things, but it is inner shadow and can gives you a cool effect, and you can change also the angle, the color, the noise, and everything. And you can also add multiple inner shadows. Inner glow is the same as the outer glow, but it is in inner. So like this, spread and give it a size. So now it's a cool effect. I like this. I like this a lot, actually. It's not as like the outer glow, it's an inner glow, and gives you the feeling of good and evil better, and anything that you want. And also you can add satin. Satin gives you like a layer of darker color. You can make it size 100 to take all the at the maximum to make all the image has this dark, and you can change the opacity as you want. So this helps you to darker your image, and also to have some contour you can add, for example like this, and so on. There is also color overlay to, like, as you added a fill layer and mask it to this, instead of making a fill layer and masking this fill layer with the man we have, we can also make it like this very easy. So this is the color overlay, and we can add also multiple colors like this, and we can switch between them, and also we can add some blending options. When we added a blending mode screen, it makes it the red with green, and we do this color, and we can change the opacity, and we can show and hide each of them. We can also add a gradient overlay like this. It's also the same as the color overlay. And we also can add pattern overlay. We can add each pattern we have on our image here. So now we all know everything about these styles here. So a thing I want to tell you is, what if I have a specific style like this and I want to use it many times? I can click copy and paste, but the more simpler way is when I change and add some effects that I want like this. For example, I made the man like a sticker. I can click on this square here or this arrow here. I can find all the styles I have, but I don't have any style. So let's save this style as a new style is by clicking define new. Now style added. When I click here, now I can see that this style is added to my style. So if I clicked here and opened again and clicked here, I can see my style. And once I click it, you can notice that he added the texture, the bevel, the strokes, the drop shadow, and everything I want. So if I go to any other project and, for example, clicked on this layer here, and if I clicked here and clicked here, now I added the combination of styles that I made like this. And of course, if it is very useful, you can add these styles to anything. You can add it for a text like this and like this. You can add it for a text. You can add it for a shape like this and anything. Now the shape is more clear with the texture, with the stroke also and the drop shadow. So this is how to define new style. So is by adding the style and click here and click define new. So this is how to make a style. So how to download a style is simply by searching and clicking Photoshop layer style, and you can find let's click free, and you can find a lot of styles that you can download. For example, we can download this style here. Control V, I will send you in the chat. So if I want to download this style here, it's very easy, is by clicking download. But I have downloaded it. Are the royalty free files? Not all. There is some styles are free we can download, and there is styles that are we have to pay for it. There is, so that's why I typed free here, because if I didn't type it, it will open a lot of styles that are cost money, and I don't want them. I only want free, so you can type free, and they are free according to the website. You can check if the website is cracking it or not, and you can use only the legal ones. So where is my site again? Okay, I downloaded this style here. So let's use it. First of all, I have to import it. So how to import a style is by double clicking on any image like this. Let's go actually here, and let's delete all these effects. Let's double click and click here, and we want to add any new style. So click here and click load.asl, which is the extension of the styles. So we can go here and see this folder with the downloaded style. We can click here and we click OK. Now he added a pattern that the style is uses and added the style. And here we can see the style we made and the style we just downloaded. And once we clicked, we can see this, and we can hide this, and we can type anything we want like this, and we can just like this double click and choose the style we want and click here. Now we added the style we want very easily, which is downloaded from here very easy. So this is how to define a new style, download a style and import a style. And what if you want to export the style you made like this? We made this style. What if you want to export it is by clicking here and click export as ASL. So we actually download it. So how to delete a style is by clicking right click. You can name the style, for example, like this A. But to hover on any style, you can see its name like this, and you can right click and delete it. Once we have deleted and click OK, now we can't reach our style again. How to add it again is by clicking here and click load.asl, and we can click downloads, and you can find our style here, and it is added like this. And you can see our style here like this is added again, and you can use it again. So this is how to make a layer style. This is how to download a style. This is how to import and export styles. And styles is very important, and you can also search for it easily. And not that only, you can search for a tutorial for it. So you can search, for example, Harry Potter text style Photoshop, and you will see tons of videos explaining how to make the layer style of this Harry Potter effect on Photoshop. And it's the same as Photopea, there is no difference. So if we clicked here, we can see the layer style on Photoshop. This is an old version of Photoshop. It has the bevel, the stroke, the inner shadow. It's the same thing. So Photopea is a replica from Photoshop. There is no differences. So this is all about layer style uh, we have. And I will send you this link here. You can download this link to try it also. We can try it now. We can click here and click free download, and you can check this is Brush Easy, which is the website we um, used to download some brushes, if you can remember. And you can simply go to Photopea and click on double click layer style and click here and load.asl, and you can find the folders that I downloaded here, and you can see the new styles, and all of these styles is here. You can add .asl, but added the patterns, the styles. Now you can open, and you can find all the styles that I have just downloaded like this. So that was everything about styles, which is very powerful tool in Photopea and Photoshop. So thanks for your time, and we finished our 8th session. Now we have 2 sessions left. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you.
See you next week, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you a lot.